Thank you, and good morning to everybody, and thank you for inviting me. I think it's the best place to be, Faculty of Psychology and Education Science. Prof. Rodriguez just said that it's not the first time that we experience such a revolution. And I think it's true when reflecting about this hype on AI. But there are, of course, some differences. I remember when the internet came and I was at university, probably it has arrived already before, but you know, in Italy we were not super advanced. And I had to go to the computer center to access the internet. And I used it to find information, to look for information, but still it was more or less still like going to a library. Whereas now, the internet is integrated with AI, and it is in our pockets, and it is in our students' pockets. So probably, although the type of revolution is the same, the scale is really different, and the pace is also different, because every 2 months or even less, we have new technology and so on. So what I want to say is this, that actually this is reshaping the way we experience the world. And in education, the promise is really big, because AI is expecting and is bringing already personalized learning, efficiency gains, a way to go deeper when we are curious and we have huge opportunities, improve performance, and also personal growth. And the risks are more or less equal. The risk of cognitive offloading, I think we will talk about this during the day, ethical issues, over-reliance on one hand, and the lack of reliability in some cases on the other hand. These risks become more daunting if AI is used without appropriate guidance, without awareness, understanding, and support. And I think partially this is what happens, especially with younger users. Most teenagers use AI tools for learning and creative tasks, which is great, at least a couple of times per week. And young Europeans use generative AI tools twice as much as the general population. According to the Joint Research Center of the European Commission, teachers are among the professions with the highest exposure to AI. But while AI skills are seen as critical for the future careers, not even half of the teenagers feel like schools prepare them sufficiently for a future marked by AI. This comes from a recent Eurobarometer survey that we have conducted. So, while AI systems are already part of young people's lives, they will also be part of their life in the workplace. The World Economic Forum predicts that AI is the biggest future transformation trend for businesses. And the Digital Decade report estimates that the EU will need between 6.2 and 7 million AI-related workers by 2027, with around 60% of the workforce today already requiring AI skills. I think, especially for you working in education institutions, universities, this must feel like a big pressure. The European Commission, which I represent, is committed and determined to become global leader in artificial intelligence, but not at the cost of disregarding the fundamental rights and principles that underpin our European democratic societies, that safeguard our values and protect our cultural diversity. AI must be trustworthy and human-centric. This is what the various initiatives that the European Commission has been promoting in the last years have in common. The most well-known is probably the AI Act, because there has been a lot of debate for and against. It is the first comprehensive legal framework for artificial intelligence, and it regulates AI systems based on their potential to cause harm. So it's a rather, let's say, defensive instrument, imposing strict safety, transparency, and accountability. And on the other side, it also helps innovation, but with those safeguards that I have just mentioned, and this is important. And in 2025, so this was entered into force in 2024. In 2025, the Commission adopted the AI Continent Action Plan, which brought additional funding to AI factories, gigafactories, and also introduced the Apply AI strategy. This is just to show how much actually the European Commission is working in this field with its policies. And just last week, so we have the AI Act, the AI Continent Action Plan. Last week, the Commission adopted the first ever tech sovereignty package, which is a set of measures to bolster EU digital autonomy, including a Cloud and AI Development Act, which aims to triple Europe's data center capacity over the next 5 to 7 years. This is a clear message that really Europe must work, let's say, more towards becoming more independent in the development of this technology. Now, the question is not only what kind of AI we want, where we want to be in terms of leadership, but from our perspective, I come from DG Education and Culture, Youth and Sport, so what kind of society we should foster to use AI appropriately? I can say that our ambition is a society where young people, regardless of where they live, because we do not want to create new digital divides, are rightly equipped for the age of AI, where they are able to engage and create with AI solutions. Citizens that are aware of when their devices are using AI, how this generative tool can be used to produce biased or inaccurate information and content, and also that are able to resist the increasingly sophisticated tactics of disinformation practices, such as deepfakes. Then I was also thinking then, when we hear about the recent episodes of interaction between young people and AI companions and chatbots, and the kind of deep psychological impact that all of these have, maybe we should also go and step back and also remind especially young people that AI is not human. We can give them names, we can call them Claude, but Claude is not a person. And this is, I think, it's quite misleading. I would prefer that we call it LLM and that we explain basically what it is, but it's less market effective, probably. So, okay, we should go back to the basics, and that's why in 2 days, the Commission is launching an AI literacy framework. This is a joint initiative that we are doing with the OECD, together with experts, consulted with the member states. I think also in the European Digital Education Hub, this was consulted, and in any case, it will be soon available to everybody, and it will be a framework mainly for primary and secondary education. It will start like this, but we will see how it can develop further. And, well, it stresses our commitment for the safe and responsible use of AI, grounded also in a strong sense of agency that we want to promote through this framework. The framework maps the core competencies needed to engage with AI, create with AI, but also manage AI and shape AI. It has knowledge, skills, and attitude, and it promotes active agency. I will not say much more because the framework is officially launched in 2 days, so my colleagues will not like if I reveal everything that is inside. But it will also be used for the PISA assessment in 2029. And I think it's really interesting to see what will be the result there. But we cannot hope for better PISA results, which were really not great the last time. So we cannot hope for better PISA results in the age of AI if, alongside AI literacy, we do not cultivate student agency. If we do not pursue an educational culture that believes in every young person's capacity to take charge of their own learning and future. Education should not be reduced to a narrow set of technical skills, despite the pervasiveness of technology. There are new elements which are becoming increasingly important. Student well-being, resilience, engagement, interpersonal development, and also subjects like arts, music, physical education. These are not luxuries, these are essentials. Human empowerment and the development of human capital are at the heart of the current mandate of this Commission. They were at the center of the Union of Skills strategy, which was launched last year and outlines a bold vision for empowering individuals with the skills they need to succeed in their educational and professional lives. So this is the Union of Skills, which is the strategy for education under which we are acting now. Last year, we adopted a STEM education strategic plan and also a basic skills action plan because of the need to improve basic skills, and digital skills are part of the basic skills set. And now in November, we will adopt a new education package which will focus mainly on primary and secondary education for the reasons that I explained, and also for the focus still on basic skills. But it will support member states in tackling issues such as teacher shortages, teacher professional development, and attractiveness of the teacher's career, but also the modernization of schools through cooperation with a view to create trusted and interoperable European digital education infrastructures, including the possibility to access open source software for schools and universities, and laying the conditions for European education technology companies, EdTech, to innovate and scale across borders. So we will aim to have modern, connected, and AI-assisted schools, and we hope that teachers will have to carry less administrative burdens, less repetitive tasks, and have more time to devote to their students, to explore and exchange with them, focusing on new and innovative ways to foster critical thinking, mental resilience, curiosity, ethical thinking, interpersonal skills, basically all that makes us human.